back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to go ahead and set up my 2026 book journal. I'm very excited to walk you through the changes to the Peanut Butter Taco new monthly book journal, as well as getting some new challenges set up, and also getting some of those books, the 12 books I want to read in 2026 added. And let's go ahead and get those goals pieced out as well. So there's a lot to do today, so please join me. Let's grab a drink, let's grab a snack, and let's enjoy this new book journal update. I'm very excited to this setup. I really did enjoy 2025, the first year I had a book journal, and now we're going to move on to 2026, continuing on this great reading journey. Come along and join me. All right, let's get started in setting up our 2026 book journal. Let's run through all of the supplies I'm going to use in this video today for getting everything set up. So I have a Sharpie marker and permanent marker, and then I have my pen, a Sarasa Dry and a 0.5 for Zebra. Then I have a Tombow permanent adhesive, as well as some glue, depending on which one will work better. And then, of course, I have the 2026 book journal by Peanut Butter Taco, The Bookworm Life. And then I have a set of 12 books that I'm going to read in 2026. So I have a header for that, and then I have a header for 10 nonfiction books I want to read this next year. And then I'm going to do the alphabet challenge again this year. I did get a set of stickers for it from Peanut Butter Taco. And then I have some Peanut Butter Taco stickers here that I might use depending on decorating and what I'm setting up today, or I might be using it throughout the year. And then I have some of those same letters, as well as some actual date dots for the months, as well, depending on what I need for setup today, and probably letters and numbers. And then again, like I talked about, I have some of those months and letters and numbers in this sheet by Christian Designs that I got from Michael's a long time ago. And so I have those as well as some of these boxes for different challenges. So let's go ahead and get started in setting up everything for this book journal. All right. So the very first page, we would want to add our name. So this is always so daunting to me, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put in my name here. It is now my book journal, which is very exciting. So then these are the shelves that I'm going to use for the books that I read this next year. And so I'll have 2 shelves for that. I'm not going to do anything with this today, not until I start reading in 2026. But then going on to the next page, I think this one shelf here I'm going to leave and do for TV shows and movies. So let's go ahead and see if we can do some kind of header for that. So again, we're going to pull out those actual books that has letters. So I think I'm gonna do TV shows and movies. Do I want to do black or gold? I think I want to do gold. So I'm gonna do TV and movies. I think is how I'm gonna spell it out. Just up here at the top. And I don't think I have any kind of symbols. Just gonna double check quick. Nope. So I'm just gonna do spell out and. It's a great way to use our letter stickers. So I think I'm going to add the TV shows at the top, like TV, like seasons, I think by season, and then movies starting up from the bottom, so then they can come together in the middle, I think is what I'm gonna do. But I think it will be fun to track what I'm watching. Awesome, that's so cute. Okay, so that has been added. So let's moving on to starting up of our challenges. So let's start with the alphabet challenge. As you see, I've kind of gone through and prep which pages I want to use what for. And so that has been very helpful to kind of map things out ahead of time as I'm working through this. And so where did my alphabet challenge go? Ah, there it is. It's stuck under the album. All right, so let's go ahead and do the header and the center. Very cool. All right, and so then that's where these little boxes come into play, one for each letter. So let's go ahead and map those out. And I'm just kind of doing it in rainbow order. And these boxes are from Christiane Designs. But you need to use a permanent marker to write on them because they're like not paper stickers. I'm trying to decide. 3, 6, 9, 12. I think I need 4 per page. So I'm gonna move these over. I'm gonna speed through applying these boxes and I'll come back in when I want to add in the letters for the challenge. I believe that is 26. So let's go ahead and add in each of the letters. It's so interesting how some of these letters and colors match up. It's just kind of funny, entertaining. Let me know if you use a book journal or not. If you are, let me know which one you're using in the comments. Did you make your own? Are you using a bullet journal? Are you using a pre-made one like I am? Let me know if you are letting me know. I'm curious to see what you guys are using. If not, that's all right too. Hopefully you're enjoying seeing how I'm tracking everything. It just adds another fun little layer to reading, and keeping track of all of my reading progress is so rewarding and so cool for keeping track for my reading goal this next year. And so very fun. All right, a few more here. Hopefully I counted the right number of boxes for the letters. Oh, that is total opposites. That's kind of fun. All right. Very cool. And Z. This is a solid complete shelf, so I think what I'm gonna do is look in my little sticker book to see if I have a smaller ones that I can add to the sides. I sure do. So let's add these little cute little bookshelves. Oh, so fun, so colorful. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. That is awesome. Sorry, I got a bunch of sun coming in, but I am not going to complain because it's been a few cloudy, snowy days here. So I am excited for some sun. So I'm gonna let it keep shining and doing all the weird shadows. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the setup for my favorite book for each month. All right, setting up for our favorite monthly book. Let's go ahead and put in a title first. So let's do, let's find those letter stickers. I think I'm gonna do black to kind of go with the alphabet challenge, but I'm gonna do favorite book, I think is what I'm gonna spell out. A totally random question about as I lay these letters. How do companies figure out how many letters of each to put on a page, right? Like how, I know some letters are more common, you know, like T and E and A, but like how do people decide what letters, how many of each letter to put on a page? Is it space? Is it how common they are? It's a little wobbly, that's okay. It's just interesting to, I don't know how they decide yeah, how many letters of each to put on a page. If you know, let me know in the comments. It's just a random thought I had, or question I've had for a while. Cause yeah, I think they're pretty similar for the number of letters of each that people do for stickers, you know, things like that. So I just was curious. I think I'm gonna do books plural because they are 12 books, one for each month. Okay, fun. So now let's go ahead and pull out those actual little boxes again, and we'll do 12 of them. So now let's go ahead and add the months. So let's see what our options are for the months. Little teeny tiny date dots, bigger numbers, colorful numbers. Ones I used last year for the months. So those are big months. holidays. These off, decorative. So we could use these. That would work. So let's start with January. And I'm just lining them up with the bottom of the box. Since those kind of pulled themselves apart, I think I'll use these. It'll be funny when I come back to use these next time and I'll be like, why did I pick the months that I did? I'm not gonna remember that some of those just came up, which is so funny. Oh well. So cute, and it kind of matches the alphabet challenge next to it. Oh, that's so fun. Cool. I love it. All right, moving on now to the 12 books that I want to read in 2026. I wrote them all out, so I had those ready to go. And then I just posted a video on the 12 books in 2026. So if you want to check that out in more detail and what I'm excited to read, one book for each month, let me know. Enjoy that video. So let's go ahead and pull those out. So to that nonfiction next. So I have a little header here, changing it up a bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough letters or anything. So I went ahead and printed it out since I had room on the printer paper. So very cool. All right, so let's put this at the very, very top. Cute. All right, so then that's fine, and put these in the correct order that I picked for each month. So that's October. Is first. So I put these at 1.5 inches for printing out these book covers. I probably would want them a little smaller in the future. I'm even gonna see if this even fits. We'll find out. Yeah, so middle grade March, and then Poppy Fields for April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Oh my gosh, it is just gonna fit. That is kind of funny. Okay, so I can move them down a little bit. That one wants to stick right there. Must be glue from gluing the header. Okay. Fun. Yay, exciting. Let's get these glued down. so fun. Yay, that's exciting. The 12 books are now added for 2026. And then let's just add in the header for 10 nonfiction books. I am just adding in the header, make sure it fits. It does not. So let's cut off the 10 and put that at the top, I think. Do you want to do 10 nonfiction books? Yeah, I think that will work. And so then I'll add in the book covers as I finish the 10 nonfiction books for the year. Of course, I got little glue on here. Let's take that off. Just rubs right off. No worries. So it will also be covered by book covers eventually as I read the 10 nonfiction books for the year. So fun. Okay, moving on to most anticipated releases. Currently, I have 5 of them. So let's go ahead and this year they updated the book journal to have 2 pages for anticipated releases, which is very nice. So let's go ahead and add in these. First, I have in February, Operation Bounce House by Matt Diedemann. And that is set to be February. And then the second one, also in February, Her Last Breath. By Taylor Adams. So I guess my camera turned off because my phone died. That is the first time that has happened to me, so that's fun. So I think I left off where I talked about the anticipated reads. I just added the second one, Her Last Breath by Taylor Adams for February. The third anticipated read is for April for The Caretaker by Marcus Kluwer. And then the fourth is Death's Daughter by S.A. Barnes, which is I think going to be a fantasy book by this author that I've only read sci-fi horror from before. And that comes out in May, so it'll be interesting to see how that type and style of book works for me or for that author. And then the last one is Keeper Lost Cities book 10 coming out in November. I'm excited to hopefully finish the series in next year. I'm currently listening to book 8, and so it is a goal of mine to hopefully finish this series. That'd be kind of very exciting if that can happen. And so then moving on, I also did write out my goals for the year. I have 10 reading goals that I've added here into this updated goal, kind of do more doodle-esque, more options for goals, which is very exciting. So I did read 75 books for the year, reread the Harry Potter series, continue to make YouTube reading videos, read those 12 books in 2026, finish the Keeper of the Lost City series that I just talked about. And then I wanted to change it up and do like a video or TV series. So Stranger Things series, I started watching the first season, finished it. I like to watch the whole series. It would be very cool now that it's finished. I'm continuing the Dungeon Crawl Carl series, read 10 nonfiction again this next year, and then continue to go to the library. And more books checked out from the library would be awesome. And then keep my book journal. So those are the 10 goals that I'd like to complete in the 2026. And so that actually wraps up the goal setting and setting up for the 2026 in my book journal. Stay tuned for a video talking about setting up January and checking in for January. I'm changing up a few different things, so stay tuned for that video in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.